And we're live back again, folks. This is Lit Literature. And we've had a few more beers while we were in intermission.
Yeah, so enjoy that.
Yes, long intermission. Great stories.
I haven't had any beers. Don't believe him.
Wine. Okay. Anyway, this is your host, JP, aka The Demon. And in place of the captain, we have...
Sunshine.
It's not as cool as
I like how he says it like all like.
What does he say? What does he say?
Sunshine.
It's always story related.
Yeah.
Well, I can't do that.
I am the captain. I'm here on the plains of the Shattered, drinking an amazing beer from the Quadrant region of, and he comes up with some long backstory, and then Josh and I are just like, hey.
I think you're doing great.
Anyway, let's roll.
John, I hope you know that I think you're doing great.
I think you're doing great too.
Actually,
nobody can be the captain but the captain.
I was just joking. Nobody can be the captain, but the captain is perfectly right.
I think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for your.
It's not bad for your second
vote
time.
of confidence.
And we've got
Except for
the
Manny.
Cherry, Josh. We're here from Jeff's Tale.
Did you say Josh?
yeah,
Cherry.
Josh the Cherry. We got Brett the director.
Oh.
Yeah, Ben the Hitman.
You got Eam the Dream.
So
Eamy and dreamy.
No, Manny. You're so eamy. But definitely not dreamy.
All right, let's roll. Let's get into
here we
this.
go.
I love this book.
First up, Blue Fingers.
Blue Fingers.
All right, head scribe. What you think?
I love that the way they kind of talk about the. Well, I think it's a big contrast between the Highlands religion and the. I forget what the religion's called in the main city. How they really talk about. There are multiple people from all these different religions, and these guys think that Blue Fingers thinks that the gods are special, but he doesn't worship them. He thinks
It's not part of his religion.
It's not part of his religion. So he's like they could be it's fine that you guys worship them. They are these amazing people, but they're not
it's not
God.
something he
They're
needs
not-
to worship.
He says, I think the way he puts it is we acknowledge them as a king
Rulers.
or rulers, but we do not
that's
acknowledge
it,
them as God.
It seems like Blue Fingers should have been the scribe for Light Song.
I think his is actually.
I like Light
I
Song.
know, I'm just kidding.
I like.
I'm
Light
just kidding.
Song.
Yeah, Laura Barr is really good.
He'd probably get
Lauren Barr.
less, he'd probably get
Lauren
less
Barr.
annoyed with Blue Fingers because he wouldn't constantly be being like, "You are a god, sir."
Yeah. I think Blue Fingers would get more pissed off.
Oh,
by
for
that.
sure,
Well,
for sure.
I think it's really interesting that he's not
Blue Fingers
necessarily
not a
one of the
priest.
priests, but
yeah.
it shows that there's a ton of
Yeah, that's true. He's not a priest.
different people there because when you talk about what is his name, Laura
Mar.
versus the head, the God King's priest versus this Blue Fingers, how there's so many people in this that all kind of have different ways of kind of going about the religion and stuff, which is really cool.
To be honest, I don't know if anyone else did this, but I totally I put Trellides and Blue Fingers together for a while.
I confused them as the same person
For
for
some
a
reason,
while.
I thought they were the same person, and I was like, wow, they did a little bit of
They had a
180 on their
similar.
personality.
You know what I thought about it?
But
I
then
thought about that
yeah.
after you said that, and
Yeah.
I think it's because they had similar dialogue, their voice,
In
their
the
mannerisms
beginning.
in the beginning.
They
It did spread out
use the
over
same
time.
words.
And they have similar interactions with Siri.
Siri. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
only no, because in the beginning, right off the
Trellides
bat-
hasn't had much interaction with her
Trellides was
since the
super
beginning.
cold and
was a
looked
douche.
down on her like you are
Yeah.
just here for him.
Actually,
That's true.
Whereas
I reread
with
it.
the interaction with Siri is when I realized they were.
Separate.
Blue
Different.
Fingers
Yeah.
definitely had a little bit of more of not respect, but a little bit more acceptance that she's
He was more
in
humble
a
for sure.
in a really bad position.
Because Trellides was like, screw you.
Which
You're a
one-
vessel. You can't do anything. You have no right here. And then Blue Fingers is more pragmatic about it.
Which one is the one that basically said, "Don't talk to him, don't do anything"?
That was Blue
that was-
Fingers.
that was Blue
no,
Fingers.
Blue Fingers. No, Blue Fingers.
That was
told him that.
both of them.
Was
No,
it both of them?
Both of them.
Okay.
I
But
thought so.
Blue Fingers
I
is
may
the one
not
who
have
walked
realized
them,
they're different people until this
I
moment.
just reread it.
is the one who
potentially.
walked them
Well,
through.
Yeah,
so
John.
it was Blue
Guys,
Fingers,
really
so-
quick. Trellides has had very little interaction with her.
with
It's
them?
only in the beginning when she enters into to tell her.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe later after there is.
I was gonna say he definitely has more interaction with her than that.
He talked to her a few times.
He does talk to her a few times.
Well, as far as like the don't
She gets
touching and stuff
wary
like that,
of
the
him.
first person
Yeah,
to tell her that was Bluefingers.
The whole scene with her in the bath, which when she's like showering, that's Bluefingers.
Yeah.
And I remember
That's
He
his
turned
first
around.
thing.
I knew that.
Yeah,
at that
'cause he was
point.
like-
After she made him.
That's his
pretty
first
much.
appearance.
Yeah.
I realized that they were different at the scene when, because I wasn't thinking about it. I was just like listening.
Yeah.
And then suddenly this guy comes in as a total asshole to her.
That
And
was
I was like,
Trellides.
I thought
Yeah.
for a second it was, and then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, oh, those are, head priest and scribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember when I realized that they were different people, but I did have the same thing
You
as
guys
you
got
were
me beat.
for a
It was
while. I
like-
was like,
You got me beat. I'm rereading it with Reiko, and that's how I caught
That's
it.
how you call
Really?
it. I just realized it, and now I think so.
It's weird, right? It's
Yeah.
weird. It's just because I don't know. If it's head
I don't
scribe, head priest. I don't know. It's easy to mix up.
I
I,
didn't.
guess.
I'm sure
you
I
didn't.
don't-
Ben, okay, you're better than everyone.
I'm
else.
sorry.
I honestly don't even remember this character, so I'm
I just
assuming I
remember
thought it
the
was
description of
Bluefingers.
the head scribe
Yeah,
a lot with the
yeah.
blue fingers and.
And actually, he's meant before Bluefingers meets Siri. He's mentioned by Lightsong and
Yeah.
Blushweaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
No, he's mentioned by the priest of
I'm
another
sorry.
god.
Yeah.
To
The guy who Vasher is
to
using.
Vasher, yeah.
Sorry. That's what Vasher is
because
using.
he's supposed to be like the one that knows what's going on about like pretty much
Yeah,
everything.
he said you should ask them. Basically,
Yeah.
Blue,
you should ask them.
Bluefingers is interesting though. Like he seems to have he seems to be hearing like a lot of things going on.
Well,
and
he seems to be really resourceful, or
he-
like kind of like a
he's
network.
in control. He's
Yeah. Well-
basically the manager of everything that's
Yeah.
going on.
And he's in a bunch of different groups.
Circles, yeah,
And then-
yeah, for sure.
His toes and everything. kind
Yeah,
of.
and he definitely for some reason seems to feel like he should protect Siri.
I think that I don't.
Or he's
He
playing
might be
her.
a good guy, but he describes to her.
yeah.
He just says to her, "Things
like,
are not what
"That's
they
funny."
seem.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yes.
In this
Be
castle, things
careful.
are not where they seem. What they seem."
Well, my thought is that he described to her that there are so many different factions
Yeah.
and so many different political maneuverings going on. And what I realized is that every single god has a head priest,
Yeah.
and they all have different thoughts. And what you realize is that the head priests are really trying to drive, not in all cases, maybe, but in a lot of cases, it's a political faction that's trying to drive this god who will be around for 10 years
for sure.
or so, around.
But I don't know if
So-
all of them are like that, because you would think that, and that adds like an interesting thing, is how do you become that priest? Because Lightsong, I don't know if he's unique, but his priest seems to know him,
Right.
which would not make you
And
think
Lightsong
he's
didn't
gonna
select
stay
him.
See,
after.
that's
right?
a good
That's
point.
why I didn't
because-
say all, though.
because I assumed that like the priests are basically the power.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the
You know,
gods are just the
puppeteers.
puppets.
Like
puppet gods.
what's it called? Like old money. The people who are in power and control
Old
the puppets in
money.
the
But
background.
behind.
Well, you know what I mean. Like
I know exactly.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
So that's what I thought. But
The Illuminati.
then when you
meet
meet
what you said,
when you
makes
meet
sense, though.
Scoot, you're like, you don't
Is he
think he's
different?
the same. Why is he different?
But is he?
But,
But is he an
Scoot
exception?
is very good at manipulating Lightsong.
Yeah.
Not like manipulating, but
Controlling.
getting him to do
Handling.
But he also
Not
does
a-
it in a it doesn't seem like, well, unless he's super masterful, it doesn't ever seem forceful. It seems like more like he's just like doing his duty
But,
because of his religion.
Josh,
Like-
you're mistaking everyone in power for being a bad person, though. Just because he's in
Oh,
power
I mean,
doesn't mean like
yeah.
a lot of the manipulation that's going on might be from a lot of bad people, and he might be in that circle, but doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad person.
correct.
He
Like I
could-
think
yeah.
he definitely has a way of controlling Lightsong. Like Lightsong was having that really rough day where he was just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't
Yeah.
want to get up. And that's when he let it slip that he knew him beforehand. Immediately he perked up and got energetic
Yeah.
and followed him.
Yeah.
He's like, and then even Lightsong at that point was like, holy shit, like this guy just
Well-
made me forget about the fact that I didn't
Yeah.
want to do anything.
Well, that's a good point. He could be manipulating him, but
I don't think he is.
I personally believe that he has a
respect.
legitimate respect.
I agree. I think he his legitimate respect for him. He knew him, and he
He
wants
knows
him
him.
to get.
knowing how to handle somebody could be construed as manipulation. It just manipulation kind of implies a certain intent, and we don't know the intent yet on all of his actions.
Correct.
So
I don't mean to say
he's
that
either
he's
handling them or he's manipulating them. I don't
Correct.
think we know which yet. You know?
So
agreed.
so blue fingers.
Little finger.
Little blue finger.
But yeah, so blue fingers seems like
He seems like he has his own agenda to me.
Yeah.
I think also he seems like he maybe knows stuff and he kind of wants to protect her, but he's also like, I don't want to get involved in this shit.
I personally
Like, I want to stay on the
well,
outskirts.
he's also
because I
got
don't want to get
limitations
caught
on
up.
because he's watched all the time. He's got limitations on when he can say things to her.
Yeah, and I think also he's scared. He's like,
businessman.
yeah, I'm living my life and I'm totally fine. Granted, I don't want you to die, but I don't want you to get me
Yeah,
killed
he's
by trying
living
to
his
help
best
you.
life.
Yeah.
I think
He's a
he's living the dream. He probably came up from something. He doesn't have to believe. He doesn't care. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
That's
I think
how he is.
Which is really interesting.
I think people in that position though often would never. He probably wouldn't put himself in any type of danger in helping Siri unless.
He has no connection to her.
Then again, no, he
There's
does.
some
There
benefits
There
to
were
it.
times where he basically said like, if you leak any of this, like I could be killed tomorrow. You know.
I
he
agree.
did put some
I think,
trust into
I
her.
think in general,
I think he did because he
deep
sees some
down,
benefit.
Some benefit
to,
somewhere.
to
Yeah.
strengthen one of his positions.
I think you're right. Deep down, like he has a vested interest in her, but at the same time, you got to think about like him and her are kind of similar. Like they come outside; they're outsiders.
But he
to the
seems to have
religion
gone
right
there
away.
on purpose. I don't know if he
I'm
was
not.
forced
No,
to.
I'm not saying he was forced there, but he can relate to her to a certain extent, which is
Being
really
outside.
great. Which is great for her that she has him looking over her because he's
Hopefully.
Yeah,
yeah. Hopefully, we'll see. But even the small things like him realizing, oh yeah,
Ostentatious.
Idrian's sensibilities
Yeah.
about not seeing them naked
Yeah.
or whatever, things like that. Like he is. Let's put it this way. He will notice those things, and not only will he notice those things, he'll also act upon them and try and accommodate her.
I think he's also lucky because he got Light Song kind of doing the same. Siri has Light Song doing the same thing because
Yeah, he
he
wants
also
to
has been like,
protect her.
oh, I don't think she's here to do something bad, and he's like, I don't want her to get swept up in all this shit going on.
He's
there.
also,
Yeah,
but Light Song's also intuitive as fuck.
yeah, Light Song.
Like
awesome. I love
He
it.
was
sees
some sort of
things
like
and
detective or
understands.
general
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
How about we talk about Lights On right now? What do you think he was in his past life?
I don't know.
I think he was a carny.
Brett Bet
Yes.
coming.
What do you?
Brett Bet coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think
All
he
right,
was
Brett
like a
Bet, here it is.
detective, a
Brett
soldier?
Wait, we need a
cop?
de facto record
Oh yeah,
keeper.
I'll do it.
All right, Josh, you're the de facto record keeper, captain.
All right, what
All right,
was
Ben,
Light Song?
All right.
Lay it out.
So, do you think he was like a detective, a cop, or was he something else?
Let me preface this so I can get you all think about it. There are two aspects to Light Song. There's a lot, but one of them is his dreams. Do you believe his dreams are premonitions of the future or memories of his past? Because in his dreams, he also sees who maybe was his wife.
Yeah.
If you think about the war and things like that, and things like the sea and things like that, he could have been a general or something along those lines. Or
Admiral.
Yeah.
because of the fact that he has a really big interest in what happened with what Vasher did and all those things, he could have been like a detective or something along those
Yeah.
lines.
So,
So there's a lot of different ideas. But then again, his dreams could be a premonition. That might not been someone from his past. So the general or something like that might have nothing to do with it.
What if he's the guy, the super swordsman who got killed by Vasher?
You would think
what's his
that
name?
Dent. If the one guy knows, you would think that the other Dent.
No, it wasn't
Well-
Dent. Dent is the guy who's still alive.
No,
Dent's
no.
dead.
You think they would know because.
well, the thing
He
is,
made
they
no
don't.
they would
totally
know, yeah,
different.
they-
He's like 8 feet tall,
but,
super
nah.
muscular.
but his other
and-
guy knows.
Oh, the guy.
The
It's,
Lara
it's,
Mar?
it's a good idea, but I don't know.
No, because
I don't think so.
they would have to. We don't know how they returned.
That's true.
Also,
Is it immediately or
we
is
know that Dent was not there when he was killed.
Neither of them
Because
were. Yeah. Or
He's like, how did he kill him?
Tom
He's
Fa.
such a
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
knew.
Yeah, that's
swordsman.
true.
Vasher's
Yeah.
not strong enough, but
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Well, they thought so, but in the prologue, Vasher talked about killing him and beating
Yeah.
him in the swordsmanship.
Did he?
So he must.
Also, Light
So-
Song has that
Yeah.
scene where he says, "Something tells me that if we got into a sword fight, I'd win," or something
Exactly.
like that.
So-
yeah.
There was a scene in the prologue where Vasher talks about killing somebody in a sword duel that was even, and there was a debate between not using the sword, and then they talked about how could he have killed him? He wasn't good enough, and in Vasher's mind, it was like, well, I was good enough, blah blah blah. It was like the opposite of their thoughts. And then there was no gray wound.
It's hard to say because we don't know the timeline very well.
Okay. So the bet is
5
what
years.
do you think
He's 5 years old.
Yeah, he's only 5 years old.
he was? Do you think he was a swordsman? Was he an accomplished fighter, detective in the military?
Well, we gotta say, what do you think his job was? We should
a swordsman is iffy because
it's so many things.
He could be a mercenary, but
Let's say, what do you think his job is?
yeah. What do you think?
Mercenary.
Like, was he an important person?
Yeah.
Manny?
I think he definitely was. I don't know if I'd say he was an important person, but I definitely think he was a skilled individual and worked in some way to be able to identify inconsistencies or examine like an area and be able to determine like what happened. So he had to have been some sort of like either mercenary or assassin or something like that.
I don't think he was a mercenary or assassin.
That's his effect bet, so...
I'm recording this.
But he's also something that's like worthy of respect.
That's what I was going to say because of
Zara.
his high priest has something to do with him.
So this is what I'm
mercenary
saying, Manny.
have that
Skilled
kind of-
individual who investigated.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
Is that
Are we
fair?
allowed to go that vague?
That is a little vague.
it's a little vague.
I think
Well, I don't
job.
know for sure if there's people that actually have like.
What, do-
Is there
jobs.
anybody
What
at
kind
this
of
table that
skills?
knows the answer?
I do.
Can you guys give us like some type of like direction, maybe? Because like
I don't remember.
But what was he beforehand is so broad.
Like,
Occupation.
Based on what we
Do
know.
we know he
Okay,
is
so out of the like 13 million occupations, which one was he?
Well, what else do you want to do without? I don't know. Like,
alright.
we don't want to.
Let's do like
Wait,
law enforcement.
Wait. He mentions that he felt that if he picked up that sword, he would be a natural at it.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that moves in that little narrow category. Do you believe he would have been a natural at that sword? If he picked it
Okay.
up?
All right, whatever. All right, good. Fine.
He definitely wasn't a natural clay potter.
But he could juggle.
Yeah, he is not. So this is just a yes or no then.
All
But he
right.
could juggle.
Oh,
And
is
he
this yes
knows
or no?
shipping
Yeah.
terms.
Oh,
Right,
we're not
it's
doing
a
that.
yes or
I
no?
thought it was
Do you
based
think he
on
could
what
be
you
skilled?
said.
Well, we're changing it because you guys
I'm
said
gonna
it was
say
too
yes.
vague. We're saying.
I think yes.
if
I
he-
think he would be a skilled fighter.
Skilled fighter.
if it was a picked up sword, would be a skilled fighter.
Actually, I don't know.
I think he would definitely.
I think
be a
it was
skilled fighter.
it could be a feed like to make you think that.
I
and then
know.
He's gonna pick it up and be like, "Guess I wasn't."
I know.
Well, he's known as the brave because he died in a brave way. So I would assume yes.
But there's also
Man, I
there's also,
really want to bet about his occupation. We
But
don't have
there-
much time left.
there's also
We have plenty of time.
there's also a part
No,
of
I
me
mean,
that
based
feels
on the book.
there's also a part of me that feels like the way he died could be like a misdirect as well. That they just like tell them that in order to give them some type of like sense of importance.
Well,
You know?
and like the name, they're just like, here's your
They
name.
don't really
Yeah.
know why they come back.
So we're just
Yeah.
betting on whether he's going to be skilled fighter or not. That's it.
Well, we
Well,
guys
you can
could,
do your prediction as to what
Yeah.
you think his
Yeah,
job
if
is.
you-
I'm going to say I think he's a skilled fighter. Yes, and I think I'm going against what I just said. I think he was an officer in some type of officer in the army.
We say if you get both or you get that extra bonus, you get to give a drink.
Okay.
I'm
So
fair.
that. Jeff? Or,
All right. No, Brett first.
oh, Brett already said yes, but if you want to change,
But he has to also talk about the second part.
you don't have to.
Detective then.
You say yes, detective?
out of all the thousands of jobs.
But you don't have to. You don't have to give
Skilled
that.
fighter or not? Skilled fighter or not?
I said yes.
Okay.
I think he's not going to be a skilled fighter, even though I want him to be, and also think it kind of secretly.
And what do you
I'm
think
going to
his
say
occupation?
no. He's not. I think he's going to pick up a sword and die because he's just as good at sword fighting as he is at clay pottery. Whoops.
Okay.
Even though secretly I believe, secretly my soul believes the other side.
Me and Ben
I'm
will
gonna say
drink
it.
anyway.
And
Congratulatory
and his
toast.
What was
occupation.
yours?
His
Oh, 'cause you guys know.
occupation is ship traveling circus juggler.
Okay. That's very specific, but if you get it, I'll give you 2 drinks to get to me.
So you got it wrong.
he even said he should have been the jester.
That is true.
He was making a joke.
I mentioned that I think.
When does he not make a
I felt like
joke?
that was his thing.
Like
I think
99%
he's
of
the
the
guy.
time.
He's
I think
witty.
he was that.
Man,
Truthfully, though, I do think he's the guy.
you don't have to, but
that
do you want to put in
Vasher
a,
killed.
occupation?
I really think that he was in some sort of law enforcement.
Law enforcement. Cool.
Would that be equivalent with military officer?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do we want to decide that?
I was
Yeah,
thinking
that's
that mine
fine.
would. I would think he's some type of investigator. It could be like a military investigator. It could be
So
like
we all
a
kind of have the
royal
same guess
investigator.
then.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean that seems like the obvious one. Though.
I know,
It does.
You know.
Well, and that's fine though, because and it's a bit of a broad guess too. But with the amount of occupations that there are, I think we can get that leeway.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is the same boat he's in. He's
Yeah.
trying to figure it out too.
there's
He's
a potential that
I
has
bet I
nothing
was
to
a
do with that,
guardsman.
and that the connection is with Vasher. He could have been not investigating, but just connected to that death because Vasher did it. I have no idea.
I don't know.
So we'll see.
No, I think he
We'll
definitely
see.
has.
Jeff, why
Seems
are you
like it.
sounding like you already know?
He doesn't.
I don't.
All right,
Well,
what's
guys,
up?
you
What's up
just have to
next?
see.
You know what I think? I think he's the guy that Vasher killed.
What's up next?
Yeah. Well, since we were talking about all of this too, about the dreams, do you guys believe the prophetic?
Oh, if he's prophetic.
Or do you think
Memory
they're
or
things of the
future?
past?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You think
Maybe
yeah.
both. Who knows?
Yeah, it
Middle
could,
of both.
it could be both. I don't
The
know.
only thing that I have against that is like right now up to this point, like because the god or the priest keep trying to convince him that because he doesn't believe in himself, so his priest keeps trying to convince him that no, this is true, like all these things. But like we've never heard the priest make an argument like, hey, guess what? This guy's dreams meant this in the past, and it led to this. Like, why haven't we heard that? Why haven't we heard any
Maybe
evidence
they're
based on
booking
people's
him
dreams?
all to
Well,
use in their own.
Maybe,
fashion.
maybe
That, and they
it's just
keep-
weird.
It seems like they try to keep the gods kind of ignorant of
In
like
the
what's
dark,
happening.
yeah.
You
And-
would
because
think
you don't
that
want to
they-
influence.
Yeah.
They don't
how
want to influence, which sounds like a bit of a facade.
Because the only time we see that kind of is when Light Song looks at that one painting.
Yeah.
The red one about the.
What
and he
about
sees the
that?
woman in
battle.
it
and he's a
on
woman,
the
and he
mask.
sees a black
the
sword.
black sword.
And then the guy's like, yeah, you obviously saw this earlier today in the painting with the black sword.
What about that though? Like, is he lying to him? The priest could just
No,
lie.
I
That
feel
guy
like
see all
I feel
red.
like his reactions are genuine.
Yeah, I think that Light
Yeah.
Song's 100%.
So who's the artist then? He's secret and can do so much. He must be so high level at
No
Color.
I don't
or
think
it
that.
could be
I don't
that,
think
like,
it's
because Light Song can't. I mean, not Light Song. What's his face?
Larimar.
Larimar can't be completely like dullard. He's probably of some heightening level.
He's
So
on the
you would.
first
I
height.
still-
Oh, just first
I-
because they can't see the color, right?
I still feel like Larimar was legitimately ignorant of what Light Song was seeing in that painting, though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Meaning, I
so.
think it was unique to Light Song.
But if he is legitimately,
Or could it just be unique to someone who has that level of vision of
The
color?
fifth heightening.
exactly, which what I'm saying is maybe there's an artist out there who's trying
That
to
good.
send a
Send
message,
something to him.
very hidden message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like otherwise maybe the priest would have been like, oh, we can't let him see this because like they're sending him a message, obviously, but only
Could
someone
be.
of Light
Could
Song's
be.
level.
I kind of want to believe that there is something to that.
I
is
think
some
I want to
prophetic-
believe that Light Song is actually seeing something there as
I
well.
want to. I think even if there's the gods aren't meant
Is
to
this
be
a breath
like worshipped, that they do because they're worshipped because they think they have a purpose and stuff like that. I kind of want to believe to a certain extent that they do have a purpose,
Yeah.
but they
But I feel like-
necessarily need to be worshipped.
Correct.
You know
The
what I mean?
correlation I think that he has between the painting and like his actual dreams and how he can kind of make a connection, I think gives it some validity in my mind.
We'll see.
All right, so are Light Song's visions actually prophetic?
Yes.
I'm just gonna go yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
Can we do the specific one? I think it could be a mix of them. Can we
No.
just do the paintings?
Because you got dreams and paintings.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could do
Yeah.
pick one then. I don't know if it matters.
Is the painting? I thought we were.
It's
doing
hard
it on
to
the
say
painting.
because-
Painting that he saw, I feel is historical.
When you do this, it's harder for me because I have
Yeah.
I have a slight feeling that the
think
dreams
it's
might
historical.
be past as well as historical.
I think it's both though.
Yeah.
I think,
Oh, you think
but
it'd be both?
I
That's
thought
why.
the-
I said.
I
we should
think
get
the dreams
specific.
might be future and the painting is past.
Shit.
And the reason is because when they were talking about the painting, they identified the battle.
Yeah.
The
painting was-
war.
And also, it could have
That
been
it
the
was.
woman who forged the Black Blade and used it.
Was that in there? That was in there. Where
That's
at that
true.
point?
Yeah,
that
that
could
was
be
in the
the-
story.
yeah,
That was in
name.
the part. So
There's
that's, I
a
think,
big war.
the
I keep
painting
forgetting
was-
what point is
The
that.
po-
that-
that-
How about this,
so-
guys? What if the lady in the painting is the one that forged the Black Blade,
That's what I think.
and that
makes sense.
is Larimar's past wife, and the reason he's attracted to the deaths
Wait,
is
not
because
Larimar.
no, that is Lightsong's past wife, and the reason he's attracted to the deaths by that blade is because it contains his wife's breaths.
I like that.
What do you mean attracted to the deaths of that blade?
He went to go investigate the killing at that one thing that was done by the blade, right?
No.
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 Why was that not
Lightsong
done?
He
figured out
chose
it
not
wasn't.
to do it. Somebody following
No. But this is what I thought from that. I thought that Lightsong went, and then as the blade was like coming to catch up to him or whatever, he just like
Vasher.
killed him.
Vasher went and then...
Or Vasher, yeah.
No, the
He
blade
was
doesn't
holding
ever
the
move.
blade. He was
Vasher
hitting
just
the
What
blade.
do you mean the blade doesn't move?
it doesn't move at all.
It doesn't.
Unless someone takes it.
But
Yeah,
if they
so-
take it and
someone
they
took
use
it?
it, they kill
The
themselves.
blade
They-
can't move without somebody
I don't think
else.
so.
So they
So
kill
Vasher would
itself,
have had to take it out.
But in the first scene, didn't he go and find like a bunch of people dead when his sword was killed?
They were
taken?
killing each
They were
other
killing
with
each
the
other. They were
blade.
using the sword to kill each other and then kill themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I assume, but we don't know.
I
But
don't think the blade
moves.
can move. No.
Vasher, anyway, was talking to the blade because the blade was like, why didn't you kill those guys? And he tied him up in the
Yeah.
left with the blade and he was
Yeah.
still talking to it.
Yeah.
But what was revealed later is that
Somebody else
somebody
came.
was following him that we have not
That we have
yet.
not
And
Yeah,
saw
that-
because that
Because
was the only
they
guy still
killed
awake.
that guy, who clearly woke up and saw him.
Yeah.
So wait,
Or
before we
her,
get too far
whatever.
off, are we focusing on the painting or the dreams?
Oh.
The painting
can
is
say
the
both.
past, in my opinion.
Yeah, painting is past,
past.
dreams is future.
Well, let's pick one then. Dreams. Are his dreams prophetic or are they past experiences that he's
I don't think it's
remembering?
at
I mean, I think they could be both.
I think it could be both. I
You think the
agree
dreams
with,
can be both?
director?
Yeah.
I think they could be both.
All right, well then, both you think we're making a bet. So you think that it is something that is going to happen and it's something that did happen, or you think it's one or the other.
I think
That's your
that his
bet.
power can be past or future potentials.
But that's not really a power. Like,
The power is yours.
How about
yeah.
we don't force
Okay,
the
maybe
Brett
this
bet?
isn't a Brett bet.
When we have a
You
Brett
guys
bet,
are
we'll make a
giving up.
Brett bet
Yeah.
instead of trying to force it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. Because I also feel that it depends on the vision.
Yeah.
Not all visions might be past.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
No,
Not all visions.
we don't
might
know.
be
But
future.
we've seen
Some might just
all
be-
his
But
visions.
if one of the visions is prophetic, then we would say his dreams have prophetic abilities.
all his visions have been about the sea, and the tower burning, and
Seems all pretty past.
a red wolf or red.
Yeah.
No, that could be future because we're all coming to war. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
well, I'm
I'm
talking
just
about
saying,
him
we've
in
seen
the
all
water
his-
because he knows ship terms.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
could
yeah.
be future, but I'm saying like it
yeah.
seems like it could
It's
be
hard to say.
past visions. Very difficult.
All right, so let's keep talking about Lightsong because I think him as a character is awesome.
Fascinating.
I love him.
He is one of the kind of a bit more of a refreshing character that every time you kind of go to, you're just like, ooh, I enjoy reading about this character. And he actually, it's funny because when I was going back and reading this, I was like, this feels like the wit of this world.
Oh my God, I literally thought
like
the same
you're
exact
thinking, you're
thing.
like, I love his quick wit, his like the way he talks, the interactions he have with people. They're
And he
so
talks in
fun to
circles.
read. And then it's funny when later you do kind of get to wit,
Hoyd.
and you're just like, oh, this isn't as good as
Well,
Not
Lightsong,
with
but-
Hoyd.
Think about this though. I wonder if now that you kind of make the parallel that Lightsong seems kind of like wit, I wonder if somehow Lightsong at some point ends up taking the name of the storyteller and just taking over his name, or if somehow there is like a crossover there, or if the story. I don't think there's any precedent to make me think this, but what
Yeah.
if somehow the storyteller is like.
If this was
I think
Hoyd-
they'd be able to tell, but I was thinking if he's like some type of lifeless
Yeah.
transmitting information through Lightsong or something. I don't know, but I don't think that's it.
Well,
Who's
Hoyd
that?
definitely made a quote-unquote appearance.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like the wit that we know from Storyline Archive.
Yeah.
His personality feels different. Everything feels
Yeah.
different, but he could be playing a character. He could just be younger.
I said that right away.
Yeah.
As soon as it says Hoyd or whatever, I was like, that
Or
It does feel more like Lightsong has Wit's personality.
And I that's one thing that like when I'm reading it, I was just like, oh man, this is the refreshingness that you kind of get in Stormlight when you're reading about Wit, and you're just like his awesome interactions with people and how he talks around circles, and you get these like very awesome story subcontext from Wit. It's like that's kind of passed along, little hints of things, and I think we're getting that a little bit maybe more in the are these prophetic, or these dreams, what's kind of going on. You're getting, and even his interaction with his priest about like some of the subcontext.
We gotta understand though, he doesn't ever really know where he's supposed to be. He just ends up there because he knows he's supposed to be there, and he doesn't know what he's supposed to do.
Well, and also like as far as his personality and his mannerisms go, we gotta understand this is probably way ahead of time, like way before.
Maybe not.
We don't know. It could be after too.
It could be significantly.
Well, I guess.
I think it might be mildly
explain.
before.
I think this is before for sure.
I think this is quite a bit before.
I don't think it's that far before, because Vasher,
if it's the same Vasher.
I think time is relative.
I personally think Vasher is obviously the sword trainer of Adolin, Renarin, and family, and Blondie.
Maybe Hoyt is just taking a break. He's just like trying to chill out.
He never takes a break, man.
He's just trying to chill out a little bit.
I mean, if Lightsong is Wit, it would also be because Wit is almost kind of like a godly creature. He's like kind of like on a different level.
Play the
I think it'd be funny.
Wait, why would Lightsong be Wit? What?
What's that?
No, he just.
Just saying, like their personalities. Their
personalities are very similar,
I made the
and I'm like,
connection
he could be him.
Because
Somehow.
the storyteller said he was Hoyt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally think but Brett's kind of going off of a comment that I made, that I said that Lightsong is almost the Wit of this story with his
he's got that same personality.
He has the quips and the talking people in circles, and the way he talks just like kind of can get under people's skins, but kind of like a weird way of talking. And I
think
like the way he talked.
Wait, also in the Stormlight Chronicles or the Stormlight Archive, does kind of what Hoyt does here with the storytelling, with the different imaging.
Yeah. He's creative about it.
Yeah.
And this is probably completely not true, but what if you're saying, is it for a weird reason?
Yeah, what if?
Lightsong was Wit.
Yeah.
And he just took the name Hoyt because he remembered the storyteller from that particular
I
time.
never thought of that.
That's what.
Oh, did you just say? Was I not here?
Yeah.
That's why when you came in here, you said Lightsong's Wit. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I thought, well,
And I was just thinking
What?
it'd be funny though if that was the case, because like the one god that doesn't believe he's a god is the only one that's a god.
Wit's not better than the other one. I think
Wit's kind of godlike.
he is.
He's like a
But-
weird type of like extra being.
It's kind of a reach, but maybe.
I don't
Well,
think it's likely.
Lightsong is.
I mean, it's also once you reach the 5th Tightening, you don't age.
That is true.
That
it's
is
the
true.
Fifth. That's the 5th? Wow.
Yeah.
The fifth is
it's the
pretty
fifth.
high. Not a lot of
I
people.
thought it was higher than that.
When
I
I
wanna say the
when I read
fifth,
through
but I'm not
Stormlight
100%.
Archive again, I'm gonna have to look for any hints of Wit, like having an aura of color around him.
Speaking of aging,
What if it doesn't work that way?
I know, I'm just kidding.
speaking of aging, how about what was it? The other guy who gave one of the codes to
To Siri,
Blushweaver?
to
Oh,
Blushweaver.
the little kid.
the little kid. He's
Yes.
like he's actually was died as a baby and reborn, and then he's like immediately growing into a man.
Yeah.
Well, he like has the
He's
body
like a
of a young
toddler
adult,
man.
but he's only like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I feel
No,
like I missed this. What are you guys talking about?
It's in chapter 32.
What was his name? It was,
It was,
like
no, it's
Truth.
before.
No,
No, it was like I forget.
Star?
One of the other gods.
Yeah.
Not Mercy Star. That's the other lady, the curvy lady.
Yeah.
Mercy Star is the curvy one, who has codes.
It's the little boy who wants to take Blushweaver's ability to vote in day-to-day things.
Oh!
yeah.
Yeah. They traded.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Oh,
He was.
I didn't realize
I liked him,
I
but
don't think
was-
he knew what kind of power he gave up at all.
But no, I totally agree. I think he's just like, from everyone else, like literally for Lightweaver, he doesn't ever do anything with them. So for him, like, this is the real
Lightweaver
power,
is his name?
making day-to-day
Decisions.
votes and decisions. That's where the real power is, because he doesn't think that it's going to get to war. When it gets to war, yeah, they're going to be
Hope
way
Finder.
more.
Hope Finder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Josh because he's like I've never once used my commands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of this? This is
And he's one of the older guys.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like
like
10.
7 or 8 or
He's
something.
10.
10, I
Yeah.
think.
10.
And
Yeah. But he looks like he's like
every
14.
week, Mercy,
Yeah, because he started as a baby.
Yeah.
what's her name?
Yeah.
Who? Blushweaver?
Blushweaver.
Votes every week
Yeah.
about stuff. And it's like,
Well, yeah, she doesn't care about it because he's like,
That's
oh,
the
it's like
balance. The
this
balance is interesting. They didn't fully explain that, but all the gods have different kind of abilities.
Yeah, like
Some of
govern
them have
different
war
things.
abilities, and
Like
other
4
ones.
of them have the control of the armies.
Yeah.
Checks and balance.
Which I actually think that's a smart way of running it.
It's
Don't
not
give
if you just give your coats to all one
Yeah.
person.
Well, you should. That's
Who now
I think
has
it
3
was
coats?
Yeah, now
yes.
Blushweaver has. Well, technically she has 2 because Lightsong hasn't given his codes.
No,
No.
Lightsong won't either.
Yeah, but
So-
I still think it's like a checks and balance. Yeah, if the people at the top fail, but still, I think it's a good system to be like, 4 of you get it, so you all have to agree.
Not
for
everyone.
it.
But then if you have the power of the military, you can't vote on the your votes don't really count.
in terms of the people's
Yeah.
daily
Yeah,
lives and
daily
stuff like that,
lives.
yeah.
yeah,
The only
just don't have votes.
the only problem with that though is it could lead to civil war.
That is true. The other problem with it is these are freaking gods who care nothing about the people because they don't ever get to see them and they're making decisions.
I don't know
on-
if you could say
but
that
that's-
they don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely some of them don't.
They do mention, however, that the people are starting to become discontent with
Correct.
the current
They're
gods.
saying that
Yeah.
the current gods are not as noble as the previous.
Well, and
Yeah.
even Lightweaver
Even-
says all of the good
Light
gods
Song.
have died.
Yeah.
Well,
Which-
even Lightsong, yeah, he says pretty much every god that would have given up his breath
But that's
has
such a
and is gone.
I think that's such a cool way of talking about like power and how their like power system works is you have to at some point willingly give up yourself for someone else.
It's crazy.
Which, like, when you think about it, the worst people are the most inclined to not do that, meaning
So
that
they
the
last
system
the longest.
ultimately the system is geared towards bad people, but like and Lightsong kind of even talks about it like all the good ones are gone. Like
But in
the
the
good
end,
ones are the
well,
ones that
not-
actually give up their
Not necessarily
lives.
bad, but less
Less-
self-sacrificing.
less godly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which may be not war, but maybe that is driving Blushweaver.
Yeah.
Who was the god that Lightsong slept with? Was that Mercy's? Not Mercy's.
No,
Star.
she's dead.
What was her? No, I know
Oh.
she's dead. What was her name?
Not all.
She
of
said
the-
she was the no, it's not all of them.
Wait,
She
what?
was
He
the
hasn't- he
last
hasn't slept
decent
with
god.
them.
She
I
was
don't remember him.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
he did.
He
He
said
did
that.
sleep with somebody.
Oh.
Blushweaver
he
even
did.
said, "Why would you sleep with her and not me?"
Oh.
And then in his head, he said she was the last decent
Yeah.
one of us.
Yeah.
we know who you're talking about.
I forget her
Gotcha.
name. But yeah.
But she.
What about her?
I'm wondering though if there is a certain point in a god's life where they start to get tired.
Well,
Well, I
that's
think
what
they do.
the Hope Finder. He even said, like, I'm
He's
not
like,
going to be much
I'm-
longer. I'm getting
I'm
bored. I'm
growing
getting
bored.
Yeah.
I think that's like built into them a
Could
little
be.
bit.
Well, there's
It-
also part of Siri that's starting to wonder if, like, her fears of them killing the God King are unfounded, and that just after you have an heir, you're
Oh,
just like,
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
done with this.
And
You know?
I'm glad you said because that's exactly what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
Like maybe at a certain point, the return start to feel unnecessary.
Right.
It could be too that maybe this whole process of keeping the return to life is unnatural. Like they have to take take souls every week to stay alive,
Yeah.
and that may be like a prolonged thing that's not
They're
supposed to
not
happen.
supposed. Maybe they're supposed to come back and just do something.
If,
great.
if that's the case, though, why though? Then is there a trend
Because
of them
maybe they
living
were
longer?
like because they describe it with the other religion. They say like the reason is because what was it?
Who?
The god.
Which one?
The
Astra.
big god. Astra. Astra
okay.
gives them that power, so they kind of say that a little bit, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that aligns with us." So if Astra did that, it was for a moment. To
Right.
just give it away because they can't do anything else with it.
Well,
No, I understand, but
and
my
they'll
point
die
is,
without it.
I mean,
so is it
according
just
to the religion, they came back because there's
To
something they saw,
accomplish? Yeah.
and they have a goal
Yeah,
to accomplish,
exactly.
and then
They
these
live as long as
things,
they need to.
Seeing the paintings,
Yeah.
having the people
Trigger
come and,
them. Yes.
come and say
so if we
that-
want to believe that,
if
Like,
that's true.
That
Well,
means like
if we want to,
Lightsong's gonna die soon.
well, no, if we want to believe that, my question is why is it that gods are choosing to live longer? Is it because that they're just getting more selfish and they're worse, and like you guys said, that it's
Or they
a
don't
corrupt
have their
system?
purpose yet.
Or is it because it's becoming more difficult to attain their purpose?
Maybe this is also just like how it's always felt. Maybe every single god has felt like, well, the good ones are gone, but then all of a sudden they get to that point and they're like, oh, now I
What about
need
the
to
people
do
though?
this.
Do the people feel the same way though? Because the people are getting. They say that people are getting discontent.
I
That's
do
true.
think that there is a.
Has
bit
it
of
always
a-
been that way? Always been.
Maybe
people
a
are-
bad crop. Maybe there are always the good ones, and maybe even Light Song is not a great guy. He doesn't care. Like
Are we positive that all the gods in the past have been returned? Or is that a recent thing?
Well,
That's
all the god kings are different than the
They're still
return.
born.
But all the gods,
Well, all
in the past
gods
have
are
been
always returned.
since the overthrow.
Right.
Since Peacemaker to Blessed.
No.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something about the return
Right out.
that is
Khalad?
kind of the kink in the system.
but it seems that this
Well,
has been going
Khalad
on
was
for
a
like
usurper.
500 years.
Khalad
always been that
It's been a
long.
while.
Peacemaker overthrew Khalad.
Okay. Yeah.
And he brought peace.
Oh. Okay.
And
I thought Khalad's still alive, right?
no.
What? Why is he alive?
No?
Well, he's
No,
Kaladin,
they think Khalad's army is still out there somewhere in the jungle.
Yeah,
because
is
he
that what it
created
was?
the superior undead that could keep fighting longer than
Yeah.
the current life.
Yeah.
Why would he be
yeah.
alive? Because he just got.
No,
some-
No,
His
no,
army.
no, he's not alive.
He's
but they,
not, I just-
he
I
got
think
to
his
use that-
army's
his
alive.
some people think
Waiting
his
for
army's-
secret codes.
It's like a legend.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
a legend
That is
is
armies out there waiting, and is the most fierce army that.
And if you found the codes,
Yeah,
Damn.
you'd be.
Yeah.
Wait, whose codes though?
Khalad's army's jungle army code.
But for all we know, that's a legend,
It's
and a
just
lot of
a
people think
legend
it
that
is.
people
legend.
believe.
Yeah.
So I want to bring something else up, which I think would be kind of funny because Manny mentioned it, and therefore even the Dream mentions it. Then it's absolutely
Hilarious.
Oh, so dreamy.
So
not one main character, not Naruto, motherfucker.
Oh my god, yes.
What?
Not Bleach, more like.
Oh yeah.
Oh
not
my
Bleach.
god.
Sorry.
I
What's
can't
that?
deal
I don't
with
get
it.
The
He
fact
likes
that,
that there's a lot of main characters.
yeah, there's
Oh,
no
yeah,
one
yeah,
main
yeah.
character.
Yeah.
I
Except
feel
for
like there's only
Siri.
two main characters.
Who?
Vivenna and Siri.
Yeah, the two sisters.
Yeah. I would agree.
No,
I would
say-
disagree.
I mean, I would say Light
I
Song's
would.
a main character.
And I would
Oh,
say
yeah.
Vasher
Light
too.
Song is definitely a main
Vasher,
character.
even though we haven't heard a ton from him,
Vasher might be.
He's-
Vasher's like the
sounds like-
Zeph, it feels like. So
Yeah,
far.
I feel like there's a hierarchy. There's a tier system. to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
To these-
I think
Yeah.
the two sisters and
Are
all the other
the
characters
tier one.
revolve around them in
Yeah.
some way.
I think
agree.
Light Song revolves.
He's also revived.
He is revived.
I,
around himself.
I think he's going to be as big of a player in the story as the two sisters.
I'm not saying
You
he's
could say
not
that about
important.
everybody.
All these other characters are important, like Vasher, Dent, these other guys.
It's just
but
they're
I
who
feel
the
like
story's
there's
about.
The story, the main 2 points are
Yeah.
the two sisters.
Well, it's hard. It all depends on your interpretation.
It's
I mean,
Now, let me ask you
But-
this, guys. Do you think that the main characters are going to... The sisters are going to butt heads at some point?
Yes.
Because it seems like
Yes, for
Siri
sure.
is
They're building
starting to kind of gain a connection with the God King, which is
And
Halindrin. And it
liking
seems
their
like
people, maybe,
Vivenna
start to move
is
towards that.
almost like... Even though she's doing it to stop war, she's almost instigating war.
she's
Yeah.
creating like problems,
problems.
which are going to
She-
make.
she
Yeah.
has decided that you cannot stop it.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's...
So will that come to a head?
Same reason the king decided to send Siri.
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause
not
it can't
sure.
be stopped.
It may be
Yeah.
that serious, or it may be a little less serious, in my opinion. Whereas, like, Vivenna, her goal is to save Siri.
Yeah.
Siri is more and more kind of needing less and less to be saved
Yeah.
because of how she's handling it.
Yeah.
I feel like Vivenna may eventually at some point confront Siri and be like, hey, I'm saving you. And Siri's like,
Nope.
I got this.
Yeah. Can we really
And
quickly...
Vivenna's like, are you kidding me? All the shit I just went through?
Yeah.
That kind of butting heads might happen.
On that note, really quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to one of my favorite moments in the book when Siri was all like, "Oh, stuff here isn't that bad," and they immediately cut to Vivenna, and she's like, "It's
Things are
worse here
worse
than I
than
thought."
She's like, Literally says like, I feel like this place is not as bad as we've been told.
Yeah.
And then it cuts directly to Vivenna.
It's
She's
worse
like,
than the stories.
This place is not even half,
As
or
bad
this is
as
half. Oh my gosh.
It's
twice as bad.
Twice as bad as when I was educated. I was like, oh my god, that's
But
so
it makes
crazy.
perfect sense.
So
and it
good.
makes perfect sense
Perspective.
for their personalities.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I don't think that I would agree that it's personality. I think it's definitely nurture. I think that Vivenna spent a lot of time learning and
That's
being
good.
invested
You're
into
right.
something, so
Yeah.
she was a little bit more molded to have a similar thought process as their
I agree with you.
Whereas people were a little bit more lenient to Siri, and she got to kind of have her
I
own
was
opinion.
just associating their nurture with their personality.
Oh, correct. Which
Yeah. No,
is
I-
wrong.
I think it's-
and that's why I was correcting you.
I think it's. I
you
do
don't
think-
believe that?
I do.
You believe personality is innate and not built?
I think personality is mostly.
I do think it is a little bit personality as well, just because I feel like Siri. I do feel like it was a little bit personality as well, because I do think that Siri was kind of out of place in her own land. I felt like she always felt like she belonged somewhere else.
I think she's
a
out
little
of place
bit.
there as well. But
Yeah,
she can
She's a
handle
a
good
little
fashion.
bit.
She can
I think
handle
she
it
kind of
better.
likes it though.
No, she does to a
Yeah.
certain extent, but even then, she's still.
I'm not saying
she still
it's-
misses. Her
Yeah, no, she
Yeah.
what she misses more than anything is her freedom. She does not want to ever be confided into
Well, she's
these
even,
spaces. So.
unless I'm getting it mixed up, she's even said phrases like, well, that's one thing that Idris does do better.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so
She
she's
doesn't
obviously
completely
seeing the way
hate-
the Hallandrins do it as superior in many ways.
No, she doesn't completely hate Idris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though she was different and that she felt out of place and things like that, she still loves it.
Yeah.
Like she still loved it.
She liked the mountains.
It's just that she's able to see kind of both sides of everything, which is really cool.
She's a lot more accepting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we basically all agree that Hoyt is Hoyt.
I mean, I don't see how not.
I mean, the
unless-
book is
With a
book.
1% chance of
Someone stole his name.
Lightsong being
stealing his
Lightsong.
name.
Okay.
Stealing his name.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have. All right, there was one comment that we wrote down that we wanted to talk about, and that was that Lightsong paled when Vasher was mentioned.
No, that
No, who was it?
it was his head
Dan-
priest.
his head priest.
Right.
When lights on, he's like, "I saw you in my dream."
When he saw, not
Nothing to do
Vasher,
with
he
Vasher.
saw
His head priest.
Zara.
Got it.
Laramar.
Laramar.
So it was a past thing.
And
Got it.
Yeah.
I
that
remember
would
that
lead
now.
us to think that there's a couple things that could be. He's scared that he's part of what's going to happen in the future,
Or
he's
he
scared
remembers the past.
that he's
Exactly.
remembered.
We had that conversation.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm hitting all points. So last, then, because we're at chapter 32 and we need to finish story points. So
Okay.
if we look at it in sense of Brett bets or what we think is going to come in terms of story points, that's where we have to go with
So we're
this
going
right now.
to predictions.
We have to. Yeah.
Time-wise.
It's time.
Yeah, I got a bet for this too.
Okay.
All right, so
Start it
far
out.
in the story, everything's been pretty vague, with the exception of Dent, the mercenaries group, wants to kill Vasher, and you got the two sisters, who I believe are the two main story points.
Yeah.
And I feel like each of those two sisters have two groups against them. They got the High Priest and Bluefingers for Siri.
Again, or with
Well,
Siri?
like
with Siri?
the two groups interaction with
Oh,
the
right,
sister.
right, sure.
And you got Dent and the Mercenaries
And
and Vasher
Okay.
interacting with Vivian.
Vivenna.
Which groups are the good guys and which groups are the bad guys? Or the all no good guys, bad guys. It's just
Perspective.
perspective. Like, who do you feel like?
I think
is gonna
Bluefingers
fight?
is a good guy.
Who?
Bluefingers.
Bluefingers.
I'm
Or we're saying of the four, which of them do you
I
think
al-
are good and which you think are
Yeah.
bad?
I always like to think that it's going to be a perspective thing, but I'm going to go with, I think Siri's side. Like, I think the people Siri are interacting with, I don't know.
Well,
I
no,
think there's going to be a
'cause
lot of
there's
two groups. No, no, he's saying
intermixing.
Here's
two of
the
each.
four. There's
Yeah.
two of each. So I think this is the best way of putting it. Is at the end which side are you gonna say you liked? Not that you liked more, but which side do you think was better? Which would you put your back in? So if you guess the wrong one that you would put your back behind, then
why would it make
you were saying
wrong?
for each though, one for each, because he's saying we got 4 factions.
Later, you'll admit I would not. I should not.
do it again.
For each of the one sisters.
Yeah.
So you're saying is out of Siri, Siri, which one's good, which one's bad?
Yeah.
For Vivenna, which one's good, which one's bad? That's what you're asking, correct?
Let's see.
Yeah, or which side would you go on?
For Siri, it's you said
The priest,
Me, I say blue fingers for
and
Siri.
you got the priests.
Yep.
And blue fingers. Just
Fuck the priests.
The priests are terrible.
Fuck the priests.
I agree.
What about Larimar?
Larimar is a
No,
priest,
fuck
but...
the God King's priests.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Next, the
That's
other
cool
faction
something.
is
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
the other side. We've got
we got
Mercenaries.
mercenaries and
then-
Vasher.
And I got Vasher.
Ooh, I'm actually honestly I'm gonna go. I'll start it.
Alright.
I think Vasher is actually a good guy.
Hey, so you're saying you think the mercenaries are bad guys?
I think that they might.
Wait,
be.
why do they have to be? Does the one have to be the other?
I'm
I think they might be, bro. They
really do as well.
sell their goodness in a lot of ways, and
They're
there's a lot of
constantly
excuses
joking
in
around
there.
about mercenaries
Oh, do you think-
and what they
Anyway,
do.
point I'm making is they're not necessarily evil, but I'm thinking that Vasher might actually be the good guy.
I'm thinking
I
so too.
mean, I would think so too, just because
thought- I don't know.
Vasher is I don't know, he's a more important character to the. I mean, obviously that doesn't mean he's a good guy, but to the point where he's going to these other worlds.
Wait, Jeff.
and
All right, so
finds
what's on
worlds.
the Siri side?
But in Stormlight Archive, doesn't he say like I've done a lot of bad shit in the past,
He
stuff
has,
like that?
though.
Yeah,
And he admits it even to this
the
day
thing
now.
is, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean he was the bad guy. He
I
was
know.
a good guy and
but
made
it also
mistakes.
doesn't mean that he was the good guy.
No, I agree.
It doesn't.
Well, I agree.
My
In the
thought.
past, but in this situation right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I
My
know.
thought is the mercenaries, they hate him hard. And they hate him and they know him. And I personally feel like he might have been part of that group. And just his morals took him a different direction. And that fact may be the only reason that makes him better. Maybe. It could be totally wrong, by the way.
All right, and next, what series?
All right, Siri. I'm
It's either-
picking between Bluefinger or the priests.
Yeah.
I would normally just go Bluefinger, he's better. But I think he's secretly got a lot of motivations. And the priest, the only thing that saves the priest is Larimar.
To give some input on that, plenty of the priests are against each other, Jeff.
I know that.
So the Larimar has nothing to do
Hey,
with
hey,
the
let
God
him-
King's
Yeah,
priest.
let's Jeff.
Well,
make
is
his
it
bet.
only
No,
the
don't-
God
don't-
King's
We're not
priest?
allowed to talk. What?
I think it is. We're saying the God King's
We'll
priest.
discuss after.
We're saying God.
We're
King's
talking
priest.
about Bluefingers versus the
God King's priests. Yes.
So basically,
What? I thought that
is
was
Siri's
important.
thoughts overzealous?
And I'm saying let him make his bet.
The only thing that I wish I knew
don't
was
think he's going to.
does the God King has been the God King for 50 years? Does the High Priest change with the God King?
Think it over. I'll get my answer.
Yeah. This is taking too long.
Yeah, go ahead.
You need some time to think about
No,
it?
I'm going
Start
for it.
with-
I'm
He's
going
going.
priests.
He's going.
You going priests?
Yeah.
Priests are the good guys?
Yeah.
Well, priest is who you would back. Can't change your mind.
Ballsy.
I think that's why he's doing it. It's like, they seem too bad at this point.
no way they're-
I'm also going to go. And by the way, can we agree to make these two different bets?
Yeah.
Oh, they are two
They're
different.
two different
yeah.
bets.
You don't have to get both.
I'm
I don't
gonna
want to go ballsy on both. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
I'm gonna go with. I think that Vasher is the side that I would back. I think he's the good guy, and the thing that kind of makes me think that is the whole moment where Denth just like totally goes like stone cold eyed when Vivevans or whatever's talking to him. Vivenna, sorry, is talking to him. So he kind of seems like he's really good at putting on masks, you know. And I don't know if you guys have seen Lego Movie 2, but I also got. Oh, okay, never mind then. I get the sense of like the bad guy in that movie, how they're like, we're not evil, we're not evil. It's just like they're just like, we're not evil.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, so and then on the Siri side, I'm gonna go with Bluefingers. I think Bluefingers is the side I back.
I truly think that, but I'm going with it.
That's cool.
All right.
It's right to be wrong sometimes.
John and Manny.
You gotta like.
How do you spell petty?
We got-
K-O-N.
What are you talking about, Manny? That sounded like your mouth.
Every voice coming from his mouth.
Mine already.
John, you?
I agree exactly with
Oh,
Brett.
no.
I think
Go
it's Vasher and Bluefingers are the ones I'd back.
Vasher and Bluefingers.
Good guys.
I agree. I think that there's so much constant, like, oh, mercenaries are always thought to be this.
Yeah,
mercenaries
yeah.
are always thought to be this. Like, yeah, there's a reason, bro.
You know what's going to be funny, too, is that when they reveal that they're the bad guys, they're going to be like, this is why mercenaries are always thought to be this. You shouldn't have believed us, princess.
Yeah.
Just do
Just
it.
do one.
No, do them both.
Do them both.
Oh, I can? Based on what I thought originally.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
but you're drinking on, me and Ben are drinking on both. You're going to drink on one of them.
Okay. So, for both then. Bluefingers, as I said already, for sure. Those priests.
He's a good guy?
Bluefingers is... Good guy is... So, you're making me choose between one of the two, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So, I'm saying...
He's the lesser of two evils if they
Yeah,
are both
Bluefingers
evil.
is better than the priest, is what I'm saying.
All right.
He's got the series
But
better
Larimar.
interests. Not necessarily unselfish, but yeah. I honestly, up to this point in the story, I want to believe that because of the importance of Vasher within both the stories, and also because of the fact that he seems like the bad guy, I want to say he's the good guy.
Yeah.
Nice. We have a unanimous decision on Vasher and a not unanimous decision
But that's only
on
because Jeff's weird.
Bluefinger. Yeah, we'll see. Well, we will
I think
see.
Jeff just
you
wanted
don't
to
have
add
enough.
some
Do you have beer?
variety.
I love it if he's right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't love it. I'd be really angry.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't mind.
I would be
Well,
so
John, you have
mad.
to be wrong sometimes.
Okay, Manny.
All right. Do we have any other Brett bets from... Let's focus on people who have not had insights into later.
I think we should bet as to whether we think that the God King will die by the end of the book or not.
That's a good one. I have another good one.
I
also want
we
to.
got
You weren't
one
supposed to
at a
drink
time.
that yet. Do you have a beer?
You barely gave me anything.
I know, it was for cheers.
Oh shit.
All right.
I'll handle it. Don't worry. It's just.
Yeah.
Actually,
so let's do John's first, or no, Manny's first is, will the God King survive? That's because it's a nice yes or no.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
No, he's gonna die, or no, he's gonna live.
Will he survive? So no, he's gonna die.
John.
God King?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a bummer.
You said no.
Shit. That's hard. I don't think he's gonna be killed.
That's not what we're asking.
I think he. There's a there's a chance he might die because he gives his breath.
Yeah. So he lives or he dies.
Yeah. I know.
Not how he
This
dies.
is hard.
Fuck.
Me and Ben know.
He dies.
Dies.
Oh, so he will not survive. No.
He will not survive. I
Manny.
hope I'm wrong.
Manny's like, now that these fools both said no, I have to
I
say.
hope I'm wrong.
What do you do, Manny?
They've built it up so much, though. You know, they built up like the what the God King's gonna do and why they give it away. And I feel like he's gonna give it away.
Don't
for
help him.
A really
You
good
want
reason.
him to lose.
I feel like I want to talk about why I think this. I think that he will give it away because of the influence that Ciri had upon him, and it's gonna be poetic and beautiful.
Oh, will you cry?
Yeah.
Tears. Nice.
You're so good.
Pussy!
I think he is also gonna die.
Okay.
For
Jeff.
Similar reasons.
It's so easy to
My
influence Jeff. We're just
idea,
gonna tell him all
to
these
be
guys
honest,
voted
I
no.
think he's
Yeah.
gonna give his breath to Ciri.
Oh.
I didn't disclude that from what I was saying, but yeah.
That's what I think he's gonna
Yeah.
do.
That's
Yeah,
another
you
possibility.
would both be right if that happened.
I know.
That is a shit ton of. Can they?
She's probably going to get Vivenna's breath
Yeah.
as well.
But no, because isn't the kid born innately with it, or do they receive it from the father?
We don't know.
No, we don't really
Yeah.
know, but it seems like you have to give it up.
But
no, we don't.
you know you
for
can
sure
give
yet.
breath
don't know
away.
for sure.
Regardless.
That is true.
Yeah, we're thinking that the God Kings give their breath away and everyone else to their heir for the new God King. However, they gave a bullshit reason saying they saved other people.
Correct.
Will,
by the way, to be honest, and the reason I think that is he's going to give it to Siri because they're going to find out that the priests are fucked up and they're going to try to make a whole new.
Yeah. Jeff, will the God King survive the book?
No.
Okay. We have
We all
unanimous.
say no.
No.
We're all
Oh my
drinking.
gosh, if we're all wrong!
We're all drinking.
All right.
John has
Could
one.
be all wrong. That's happened before.
It has.
This might be a hard one.
Try and stick to like yes, no, or a couple options.
Yeah.
I mean, we could, I guess.
I like
What
it.
is
No.
Yeah.
I gotta help me word this.
Alright.
Trying to do something along the lines of is Blushweaver honest with Lightsong about that she only wants the power of the undead
To protect.
and for preparation only, or does she want to advance?
Is she wanting to?
Does she want to instigate war, or just if something happens to where it's necessary to start war?
So you're wondering
Or
if she's either cautious or
offensive.
offensive.
Is she really Fluffy the honest?
Yeah, because she's been telling Lightsong, I'm only doing this just to be sure. I don't want war
To protect
either.
ourselves from
I don't want
this
war
from
either.
happening.
But just if something happens, we might need
So
to get ready to go.
your options are pushing for war or protecting from war.
Not protecting
No.
from war.
Or
getting
Initiating
ready for
war or being ready for
war.
war?
Yeah.
Initiating or ready. So let's just say, is Blushweaver trying to initiate war? Yes or no?
That's fine.
Um,
She's doing one of the two, obviously.
Yeah, she's
But
not doing both.
But
Because I think that's a big thing, because it's hard to pin her. Like, is she really
Yeah.
honest? Is she being honest with
It is.
Lightweaver or not? Is she going to, once she gets Lightsong's armies, is she going to be like, all right,
We're
here
doing
we
it."
fucking go?
yeah.
Or is
She's definitely trying to get more power.
No, she is. But the question is she doing that just to be safe?
She's doing it for herself.
So
John
Manny
gets
can
his-
go first. Manny can
Oh,
go first.
man.
He's
Oh,
ready.
okay.
He's ready
She's
to go.
definitely doing it to get more power for herself because I think she knows that she has a quality. She definitely uses her beauty and sexiness to try to get people to do what she wants.
But remember,
So the
that's
question,
part of her
the question,
nature.
The question, though, is not just for power. Does she want to initiate war? So you're saying
she wants to initiate war because she wants power.
I agree with
Okay.
Manny. Put me
Yeah.
down for initiate.
Yes. Brett.
She finds the queen, or she finds Siri threatening,
Yeah,
Like-
for sure.
and that whole family threatening.
I think she
Yeah.
wants to
Or
initiate.
Jeff.
My only option is initiate or not.
Initiate or...
Is she going to initiate war if she gets power? Yes or no?
Is she gathering the troops so that she
To
can like
initiate.
start war?
Yeah.
And not to protect.
Not-
against
Not to
war.
protect.
Or get ready for a war that might come.
But what about the circumstance that I do not believe she's gathering troops to protect, but I don't necessarily think she gives a shit about initiating war.
What's the in between for you?
What will be?
could
You'd
just
have to
it could just be
Centralizing
to be in
power
control of
among
them.
her in.
So
he has
she's
both
not going to initiate, and she's not doing it to protect. That's a pretty small chunk of possibility. So you can say that.
Let me
Say it
just
again.
say what I think personally. I think she's gathering the military power. She also has very strong voting power. And she could, no matter what she promised to
She
fuckhead,
lost her voting power.
No,
Well,
she,
not if
Technically.
not if she has a bunch of other power.
if she has,
Okay.
if she follows her word, she's lost it. But if not, she's already reprogrammed the entire military, and she could vote however the fuck she wants.
So Jeff, just which one do you
Yeah.
say? So you're adding a third option to this, and she's not doing either. She's just doing it to get.
But it
power
can't be
You think she's
vague
gonna
where
become the next
both of
God
them
Queen?
can be possibilities.
Yeah.
And you can win
What?
with either.
You think she's to become the next God Queen?
I think she wants to become the next guy.
I agree with you. I think she wants to become the next God Queen.
I
Wait,
think
Manny,
she's-
are you changing it that way? Hang on.
No. But I think that she wants to go to war to become the because
So she wants to go
get
to
the
war
power.
with her own people.
So
not
this is
with
hard
Idris.
because then we don't. How do we classify Jeff's vote?
My point is
It's
that
his vote. If it
only
happens, he
wins,
wins.
if that specifically
If it's
happens. If
It's
they
not
go to
that
war, he
scientific,
loses.
John.
So
If they go to
in
war,
the-
you lose.
In the context of the story, I have to decide:
No, if
does
she
she
initiates war, he
actually
loses.
have to go to war in
Well,
order
and
to
if-
achieve her goal?
If she goes
She
to
does.
war and she takes power,
it makes sense.
he would
Manny.
win.
It
But
makes
if she-
sense that you would
No,
gather
she-
power
if
and
she takes
facilitate
powers,
a war
She wins.
just to make
Let's get
sure that it
focused
was
here.
justified.
It's not. You guys make it way complicated.
I understand.
I
I think she's gonna go to war because she does want the power to become the next God Queen. So I think that she is getting.
So Jeff's vote is she's going to initiate war.
No, Jeff's vote is that she's not going to initiate war. She's just trying to get power.
Okay. So if she initiates war,
So she's
Jeff
not
loses.
doing initiating
If
war. She's not pretending to
If
people.
she's not trying to
becoming.
initiate war,
But she still
she's
gains
consolidating power, but she's not going for God King. Jeff loses. So Jeff
Now,
only
war-
wins if she's
war
going for God.
is-
Okay, all right, Josh has got it.
Here's
Josh has got it.
so this is becoming a predictor of the story because the reality is that she's gathering power. She may, if the story dictates it, have to go to war in order to maintain and justify that gathering of power.
Yeah.
Or the story will take a different
Then you would think that
direction.
she's the other one where she's not initiating. She's doing it to protect her people.
Protect her people.
I don't. I actually think she just wants power, and she either has to go to war in order to justify it, or she gathers power convincing people she has
Well, how
to
about
go
this?
to war.
Jeff wins either way,
that's a very
only
big-
if her bid is to
No,
get God.
It's not either way. I'm just making a real argument.
I mean,
That's the
to be
thing
like,
is,
I'm just going
it
to split
doesn't
the middle
matter.
so I win on either side.
There's no split the middle here.
No.
I'm trying to
Don't
decide myself whether in the story context, because I am saying,
I think you guys should fight it out.
Yeah.
I am saying that she is definitely trying to gather power to be God Queen.
Yeah.
However, what I'm saying is, will the story dictate that she has to go to war or not? Because that will make me right or wrong. So I'm just talking it out.
I think
Okay,
it
so
doesn't matter
choose one.
because whatever path she takes is the path to power for her.
Yes.
And so if that path goes to war or not, you think that path she's taking is to be God Queen.
It is.
Well, that's fine, but
And it doesn't matter. That's the path he thinks she's taking.
But that's not what we're waging on, bro.
that's not what
It
we're
could be
waging
the
on.
same.
It kind of is because basically what it comes down to
Yeah.
is what is her intention right now?
What's her
at this
plan
moment.
right now?
So
Is her plan to become God Queen?
That's it.
Is her plan to wage war? That's what
Or is her
you know what I
plan-
mean. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
right?
the question is
Yeah.
her plan to wage war or to
or not,
like,
or to protect
her
from
people.
war.
That's what we're betting on. Not
She's
do we think
definitely
she's
not
trying to do.
protecting. Let me put it that way.
Okay, so we got that. That's good. We got that out of the way. So then now, Jeff, is she getting these troops, in your opinion, solely for the purpose? Let's put it this way:
think
is
it's
she
for
getting these
internal
troops-
power.
internal power, or because she wants to go to war?
It's internal power.
Okay,
if she,
that's it.
if she,
We're good.
if
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
goes to war, it doesn't have to do with the enemy. It has to do
So
with internal power.
It's not the reason that she's gathering the troops. So if they do go to war, it's not a vague answer because she's either getting the troops and then going to wage war, or she's going to get the troops and then if war comes, she'll fight.
Yeah.
So he's on the other one.
So basically, if she's
Kind
like,
of.
if she gets the troops and is like, "Let's fucking go," Jeff's wrong.
Right.
Yes.
If she gets the troops and then she's like, "I'm good," and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh no, shit, war's happening."
Yeah.
And it's obvious that she didn't mean that. Jeff's right.
But if she gets the troops and then she starts doing all this shit that is instigating war, and then she's like, "Guess I have to protect
Jeff's
the city,"
wrong.
he's
Jeff's
wrong.
Jeff's wrong.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So Jeff's
I think we
answer
got
is
it. I
only
think we
for
got it.
war?
no, we know what Jeff's answer is.
Well, okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
We know what it is.
All right.
We
So Jeff
understand.
said blue, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I bet yet.
Oh, you didn't. I put
No, we
you-
haven't.
What do you think?
I'm gonna
I
say
have a fourth
no.
option.
No what?
I think that
She's not initiating war.
She's not initiating war.
You think she does have true intentions?
I mean, I don't believe that, but I feel like we don't have a no yet, so I'm gonna go no.
Okay.
Sometimes with curveballs that get thrown.
I know.
so you
Why
think
not?
she's defending them?
I think that I think
She has true intentions not to just take war.
That just makes no sense, though. I'm gonna go yes. Just give me yes. I'm just gonna go with the yes. It makes no sense because if she was just looking to protect, then it wouldn't matter if the other guys had control because obviously if they get attacked,
Everyone
they're
would wanna
all gonna
protect,
go protect
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Nah, man. She wants her votes and the military power to back them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like they said earlier, you got 4 people with each 1/4 of the army.
Well, I know,
And
but
she
if
wants
they're all
control.
attacked, they're attacked.
I think
You got
Jeff's
it.
is a possibility, and I think going to war is a possibility. I don't think her just being like, well, just in case is a possibility.
I agree.
That's not.
I think those are the two options, and I go with
Yeah.
this one, but I think that one's possible.
But the thing is, like,
The only thing
Savannah, how do you say it?
I think that
Ravenna?
Syria.
Ravenna?
Savannah.
So,
she's
the only thing that
instigating
throws me
war
a
right
curveball-
now in the city.
Uh-huh.
She's instigating war right now in the city.
Yeah,
I know, it
she
really
is.
seems like
Yeah.
it.
And so there's like, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm taking this army and marching.
Wait, hey-
they don't need an army marching on them.
Right.
Savannah right now is doing that.
Wait though, but did
Well, good. That would work out in my favor.
everybody vote?
Yeah.
All right, now that everybody's voted, so my thought is this bet was actually about where we think the trajectory of the story is going to go. My personal opinion is that Siri is going to mitigate war. So
Yeah, the book is called Warbreaker.
The book is called Warbreaker.
She's the Warbreaker.
I was just about
So
to say
she's
that.
the
So
Warbreaker.
if I think
I'm glad everyone else noticed that.
Yeah.
but I cannot bet that she's gathering it just to go to war. It's not really, because in my mind, it's not about her going to war. It's about centralizing power.
I have something to say.
So my thought, anyway, but before
Once you're done.
Your thought.
Yeah, so my thought was that I'm just going down the storyline of Siri being the Warbreaker.
Yeah.
Essentially. Anyway,
I agree.
I think you and Josh
Guys,
can fight it out, though.
Really quick thing. Really
I
interesting.
could be totally wrong.
So interesting that I just... Break has two different definitions.
Yes, it does.
Breakfast, to break your fast.
Yes.
To start something, or to break the fast, that makes sense. To break,
Yeah.
break, or
To
break.
snap
break
the fast in half.
Break something in half.
So war breaker, it could also mean to like start a war, right? Can it not?
To break out
out.
more.
To break
It
out.
can
To break
mean-
out.
But that needs the out part.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't
No.
Because you could have water
Not
encased in
necessarily.
something.
No,
Not if
you
you wanna
break
be
your
perfect.
fast.
No, because breaking your
start
fast
eating.
means you stopping your fast, not you're starting your gorge. Yeah.
Depends on your perspective.
Yeah.
But glass of a fish tank breaker would release the water.
You're right. To break out means it requires the out. Oh, I thought I was onto something there.
Anyway,
I thought
I
thought
think you could
Sanderson
be.
was trying to be. Really
I think you
tricky.
could be.
I thought he was trying to be tricky, but maybe.
by
not.
the way,
could
though,
be.
there is a point that would make me highly wrong, which is that to break war,
Yeah.
you need to have war, which means that I would be wrong.
Because war is going to happen.
Pushes
And she's going
everything
to
to war.
break it.
Unless you break it before it starts.
Unless you
Yeah.
break out.
Yes.
But
So,
you need
What's
the
going to happen is the war's going to start, and then
Well-
the Godking's going to be like, Siri, here's your power, break this war, and Siri's going to be like, listen to me, motherfuckers, and then they're going to
Ben just brought up a good point that I think is basically just going to result in a Brett Bets episode of us arguing for 30 minutes.
next.
Because basically what Ben brought
Thank
up,
you.
what Ben
Super
brought
easy.
up is the idea that Vivenna is already kind of instigating war. So as soon as she gets the troops, she could just be like, "Oh, we're being instigated again,
Guys,
and we're gonna be like, see, she wanted it for war," and Jay's just gonna be like, "No, man, she wanted power and she saw a threat."
I got a super easy prep bet that we can go around in a second.
Alright.
Super easy prep bet. Super easy prep
Let's do
bet.
it.
Will Siri bear the God King's child?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, here's the thing.
No,
Do
that's
we say
it. That's
in
yes
the-
or no. Don't say anything.
Yes. Yes. Josh.
Manny.
Manny?
Josh can't pet.
Where? Oh, he can't. Yeah.
Jeff, you said yes.
No,
I did.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm going to say yo.
Yo! Oh!
No, like it's a really easy question, right? We got to get some of these in.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, great. All right. Some of these have been way too convoluted.
Yeah, I know.
I just going to let people
I think
bet
that's
on
it.
a little bet.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
everyone
that's
wants to
I think
argue the
that's
bets
this-
before
Thanks
the
for
episode.
watching.
is that the final, Brett? If
I
that
think
is,
that
I think it is.
then I will say
Cheers.
with that,
Cheers.
folks. Next time you see us, we will finish Warbreaker and divulge all the end of the Brett bets.
All of the end of the Brett Bets.
Also,
And-
comments on what you might want us to talk about in the future. Let us know.
That's all.
Also, comment on whether you think that John is doing a good job filling in for the captain.
Yeah, we want to know what is your
Can we take a
feeling?
Brett Bet on this?
I'm just kidding. It sounds great.
It's okay.
All right. Cheers.
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 Again.
Thanks again for joining us for this episode of Lit Literature. If you liked us, please check out our social media at Lit Literature 1 at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't hesitate to join in on the conversation. We appreciate the conversation, the questions, book recommendations, anything of that sort. Join in right on the social media websites. And don't forget to check us out at our website, litliterature.com, and our upcoming projects, though there aren't many now besides Lit Literature, you can find at lyket.net, Lyket. We do have a Patreon account, but if you truly want to support us, please like and share. Cheers.